Yes, students, yesterday in the last class we have discussed about the poverty line criteria. What were the criteria to measure the poverty? So in the next topic, how poverty is estimated in India. One of the table, it is given. So in this table, it is given that there is a decline in the poverty ratio in India since 1973. In 1973, the poverty percentage was 55%, and it was reduced in 1993. That is up to 36%. So this is the substantial decline in poverty ratio. Then again, in the next period, that in 2000, this poverty that was reduced up to 26%, and if this trend continues like this, then it will come down to even less than 20% in the next few years. So this is the estimation of poverty in India. No doubt, since 1973, yeah, there is a stable, you can say, ratio in the poverty, and even we can say all around 270 million people, they are still poor in India. Then in the next topic, that which are the vulnerable group in India. That means the group or the particular caste which are vulnerable to become the poor, that we will see. So in this, we can say that in India, social group which are most vulnerable to poverty, that are scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, and similarly in the economic group also, most vulnerable groups are the rural agricultural labor, and in the urban areas we can say that urban casual labor also, they are vulnerable to poverty in economic group. So in that case, we can see that in India, still people, that there is a one, we can say average. There is a average for people below poverty line for all the groups in India, that is 26. So in that, 51 out of 100 people belonging to scheduled tribes, they are even not able to meet their, you can say, basic needs. So this is the condition in the scheduled tribes, that 51 out of 100, 51 out of 100 people, they are that not able to meet their basic needs. Similarly, 50% of casual workers in urban areas, they are also below poverty line in that case. And again, about the 50% of landless agricultural worker, 50% of the landless agricultural workers, and even 43% of scheduled caste are still poor in India. Then for the, you can say, this labor group, there is a double disadvantage, that they are not having any sort of land, and even for the daily or casual wage labor, they are also having this type of disadvantage, that they are not having land, as well as that work is also they are not getting. So in that case, in the recent studies, that was again shown that except scheduled tribes, all the other groups, that is scheduled caste, rural agricultural laborer, then urban casual labor, they are having, or they have shown some sort of decline in poverty since 1990s. Means 1990s के बाद में 1990s के बाद से, except scheduled caste, except scheduled tribes, all the other groups, that is rural agricultural laborer, urban casual labor, and other equivalent labor, they are they have shown some sort of decline in poverty since 1990. Apart from these groups, we know that there is also inequality in incomes within a family. Means inequalities of the income in a family also we can see that. In poor families, almost all suffer in this case, but in some cases, the people suffer more than others. Like women, elderly people, female infants are, we can say that, are denied to give equal access to resources available to the family. Means in a family, especially in poor family, female, that we can say women, elderly people, जो बड़ी एज के लोग हैं, and then female infants, छोटे बच्चे, especially in the female category, they are not given that access to or equal access to the family resources. So in this case, women, children, and old people, they are considered as the poorest of the poor in that families. Poorest of poor means सबसे ज़्यादा these people are that poor in that case, women, then children, especially girl child, and even old people. They are the poorest of poor. That is one more question. Who all are the poorest of poor? So in this case, women, children, especially girl child, and old people, they are poorest of poor. Now, one story it is given again in this box, so that you should read the story of Shiv Raman, and that is again the case of poverty. If you will read, then you will come to know that story of this Shiv Raman, how that Shiv Raman is able to survive in a society because of poverty. So in the next topic, interstate disparities. Interstate disparities, that means that poverty is also in some sort of aspects or dimension that is not same in every state. So in this case, we can say that poverty is also different in different states. So if we compare some of the states, that in many states, the poverty that was even reduced, especially in 20 states and in some union territory, and in these 20 states and some union territories, the poverty ratio is less than national average. So on other hand, some in some of the states like Odisha, Bihar, Assam, Tripura, and Uttar Pradesh, there is a serious problem of poverty still. Many states, they have improved their condition in this case, but still this serious problem is there in some of the states like Odisha, Bihar, Assam, Tripura, and UP. So in this case, Odisha and Bihar, they continue to be the poorest state of our country in this case, having the ratio of 47 and 43% respectively. 47% poverty is there in Odisha and 43% poverty is there in Bihar. So that is again keep increasing or even reduced time to time. So this is given as per the 2000 data. So in this case, in some of the you can say state like Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, then UP and Bihar, there is a urban poverty also we can see in these four states. Then in the comparison, there has been a significant decline in poverty in Kerala, Jammu Kashmir, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, West Bengal, and the state like that Haryana and Punjab. They have just reduced the poverty with the help of high agricultural growth rates. So in Haryana and Punjab, they have that both the states, they have reduced the poverty, that is because of agricultural growth rate. Kerala, they have focused more on human resource development. So they have invested that in the human resource development. In West Bengal, what is the reason for reducing the poverty? That is land reforms. They have done their land reforms to reduce the poverty. In Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, they have reduced the poverty. That is because of PDS system, public distribution system, for the especially food grains. So this is the condition. If we see that interstate disparity, that poverty is again not equal in all the states. So this is varying state to state. So in this way, we can say that in different states, the poverty is also different. Then global poverty scenario. So this we have discussed about the states in India, but about the global poverty scenario. What is the global poverty scenario? So in this case, many developing countries, they are living in extreme economic poverty. Many developing countries, they are just living in a extreme economic poverty that is defined by World Bank as they are living less than even $1.90 per day. So that they are living on less than $1.9, that is per day, and that has fallen down from 28% to 21%. So that was 28% in 1990. Now it has reduced to 21% in 2001. So there is no doubt there is again substantial reduction in the poverty at global level. But again in some of the countries like China, that there was a, you can say, substantially reduced in poverty as compared to other the Asian countries. So again, in China, that poverty that has reduced or that has come down from 606 million in 1981, and that has reduced to 212 million in 2001. So in that case, in some countries like South Asia, for example, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bangladesh, even Bhutan, they have also declined in the poverty, but that is not that much rapid as it was seen in China. So in that case, still developing countries are facing extreme poverty conditions in some of the countries. Then in sub-Saharan Africa, poverty that is again raised from 41% to 46%. That was 41% in 1981, and its poverty has increased in this case. That was increased from 41 to 46. Then in Latin America, the ratio of poverty that is remained same. So in sub-Saharan African country, poverty has has been raised, but in case of Latin American countries, poverty remained same. Then in some of the countries like socialist country, for example Russia, again there was a decline in poverty in this type of socialist country like Russia. Then again, in this case, America, USA, they have just started a program that is Millennium Development Goal for United Nations. They have called for reduction of the, you can say, poverty in their country. That by 2015, they have just set the goal that poverty should be reduced in that case. So now this is about the global poverty scenario, what we can see in different graph and even some sort of line graph, that how the poverty that differ from country to country in global scenario. Then comes causes of poverty. In the case of causes of poverty, we can say after independence. After independence, we should count that how the poverty that has in some of the states it is decreased, but overall, what were the different regions for poverty in India? So many causes that widespread poverty that is in India. One of the historical reason is the low level of economic development under the British colonial administration. So before independence, what was the development done by Britishers? That is the main reason. What we calculate in India, that is the cause of poverty. Then you know that the policies of colonial government that had ruined traditional handicraft, discouraged the development of industries like textile, and the low rate of growth that persisted in the you can say 1980s until till 1980s. This was the impact what Britishers they have done during their period. So that continued in even India after independence also. What type of policy they have made and how they have ruined, they have just damaged the traditional handicraft system, and they have discouraged the development of our industries like textile. So because of that, it is believed that that is the main reason of poverty in India. Then this because of these type of policy, see there was a less opportunity of job in India, and even growth rate of income that is also less at that time. So because of this that poverty that even persisted even after the independence also. Then then another reason for the poverty in India, that is that with the spread of irrigation and green revolution, we know that we could control somehow the poverty, but that was not for long period. So in this during the period of green revolution, many job opportunities were created in the agricultural sector, but the effects were limited. That is up to the some part of India only. In some of the states only, that green revolution was successful, like you can say Haryana, Punjab, and Western UP. So other than these states, the green revolution was not that much successful. So because of that only, we can say that in some of the states, job opportunities were created in agricultural land. Otherwise, that was not for more period, as it was limited to some of the parts of our country. Then, in the industries, both in public and private sector, somehow that these both the sectors they could provide some job, but this was also not enough because of that population was keep increasing in India after independence. So that these jobs were not enough to absorb all the jobs seekers, because that population people they want more and more job, but again because of population vacancies are quite less. Then in that we can say that the income low wages people they are more in India, and this is again another reason why the poverty is keep increasing in India. Then another feature, another that you can say reason for poverty, that is there is a huge income inequality in India. There is a huge inequality in case of income. One major group we can see that they are having the more and more land and even other resources, but if we compare with the other, and many people they are having very less land and even less resources. In that case we can say there is a huge this or that huge inequality in income also. So that again that may be the another reason for poverty. So in this case rich people are becoming more rich and poor people are becoming more poor. So this is the again reason there is a huge gap between rich and poor in this case. Then another reason that many other socio-cultural and economic factors are also responsible for poverty. So in this order, we are fulfilling our social obligations and observe religious ceremonies. See how we are spending a lot of money during the festival, and small farmers need money to buy these agricultural inputs like seeds, fertilizers, pesticide. Since they are not having the money, so they are just taking money money from on interest also. So in that case, they are becoming poor and poor in this case. So these are the socio-cultural and economic factors which are responsible for poverty also. So these are the different causes of poverty in India. Then in the next segment, we will see that how this poverty that was reduced by government by implementing or implemented so many policies for reducing or eradicating the poverty. So I think this is enough for today. So now I should leave the meeting. So God bless you. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.